Depression, telling no. Self-hatred, oh, telling no, yeah. Mental illness, telling no. Diabetes and cancer, oh, telling no. Depression, telling no. Self-hatred, oh, telling no, yeah. Mental illness, telling no. Diabetes.
Grandest of risings, everyone. This is another episode of the Vette Green Show. And how are you? How are you doing this morning, bro?
Yeah, doing good, hanging in there.
Yeah,
Going through the shenanigans. You know how that go.
it's always
Yeah.
something that we growing through, right? I feel like we growing through so much, just that acceptance of it all. Today's word is accepting that you can't control everything. Lord knows I've been battling with it myself. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. It is another episode of the Vette Green Show. We are here again. It's Tuesday already. I can't even believe it.
Yes. You're good. Yes. Going. What's it? What's Tuesday? Let's talk about it Tuesday.
It's Lola's talk about it Tuesday.
Lola and the love of Lola. You know what I'm saying? Holding that baby down, about to get delivered soon.
Yes, she will. I can't wait to go to the baby shower this Sunday. I believe it is May 5th. Okay. Yep, it's this Sunday. I cannot wait to see her. She's been steadily bringing that baby, building that baby up, giving all her superpowers to that baby.
Yes.
Little girl too.
Yeah.
Another little princess. Her other daughter looked just like her twin. Oh my goodness. It looked like a little Lola. I can't wait to see this little one. Oh my goodness. Babies are blessings from the Most High, everybody.
All day, every day. Yes, no doubt. Shout out Equator doing an amazing job with her little man she done had.
Yes. Oh my God. I can't wait to see her too. I love buying baby gifts, y'all. I don't have any little baby grands of my own right now. I got bonus ones coming through, but I love my nieces and nephews that I can buy stuff for. So definitely looking forward to seeing. I know Laquasia is going to be such a great mom. Lola has her experience already, but listen, I'm telling y'all, new moms or second time around moms and parents, don't let the first baby fool you. Do not let that first baby fool you, because that first baby is not going to be like that second baby, and that second baby is definitely not going to be like that third. If my third daughter was like the other kids, I probably would have had more than 6 kids, because she did not cry. She slept all night. She slept. She liked sleep so much. She still liked to sleep. She liked sleep so much that I literally had to wake this little girl up to feed her. She slept all night from day one. She just loved to sleep. That girl, she loved to rest, and she still like that even today. And she was born in 95, y'all. So
no doubt.
This is going to be a show. I do want to get through some things right away that I'll be forgetting about. And let me just make sure that we have the banner up here. So don't forget that we have Lackawanna Community Health Day. It's a community health fair this Friday, May 3rd. At the Lackawanna Resource Center at 216 Stillawanna. If you don't know where that is, that's actually in the Baker Homes. If you are familiar with Lackawanna, you'll know where the Baker Homes is. It's where the laundromat was. Is it where the laundromat was? I'm trying to think. I think the Resource Center is right before, but it's 216 Stillawanna, everybody. It's right in the Baker Homes. Stillawanna is the very first street on that path. So you get to Gates and then it's Stillawanna. So go down Stillawanna. It's right there. A lot of great information. It's an on-site wellness check for blood pressure. Some of you guys need to know what your blood pressure range is, because a lot of us don't know.
That's right.
Know what blood pressure range is. Get checked for glucose screening. There's going to be free haircuts, prizes, and more. So get down there at the Lackawanna Community Health Fair. I'm excited about this. I'll be down there. It's from 10 to 2 p.m. I'm excited because there's a lot of great sponsors, a lot of information. Some people are not adequately, don't have enough health care. I'll put my hand up so you can see it. Me, I know that's me. I don't have any health care right now.
Yeah, right.
I'm DIY for real.
I have a little something, in the state of Pennsylvania, they trying to work it out, what I'm saying, moving into a Democrat state, but a lot of counties, they still have a lot of counties that still, what I'm saying, and the mother parties and stuff like that, but they still trying to make it happen. They're trying to work it out.
Yeah.
I give them an A for effort for that, what I'm saying, but there's still some shenanigans going down. You know how that go. Stuff that we can't, like you said, we can't control. All we could do is just sit there and talk about it and be a voice behind it. But my question is that enough?
Talk about it, bro. Talk
You know
about
what I
it.
mean? Is it enough to have a voice on it? Is it enough? How powerful our voice really is? That's another question. Like
Mm,
we especially we our platform is made for conversations like this because we make sure that everybody have a chance to use their voice, speak their minds, to tell their truth and their walk and. But how effective is it? Between
come on.
between 1 and 10, well, how effective is it every day? It seems like it's not moving a pace that we used to move in the 90s. It seemed like you take 4 steps up and 8 steps back. It seemed like every
Mm,
time you speak your voice on something that's real strongly. You know what I'm saying? That's my question. I know because I don't get it. I don't have all the answers to it. I'm not Mr. Know It All, but it's got to make sense at the end of the day.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
because
know, you are saying a lot there. It does seem like I feel like, listen, big shout out to Cat Williams. I don't know if he just took Pandora's box off. Hey, beautiful cousin. I don't know if he took the top off of Pandora's box or not, but I feel like we are really in that book of
Revelation.
everything is
Yeah,
revealed, and now we're
yeah, yeah.
realizing that. And we were talking a little bit about this backstage, that we have been trained to think that we have the ability to use our voice and use our voice for good. But unfortunately, some of those who have used their voice or tried to use their voice, you take 4 steps forward and 8 steps back. It's like when you are trying to use your voice and speak on the things that you see that are going wrong in this world. And there's so many atrocities in this world. I pray that everybody just begin to look outside of yourself and look at what is going on in this world, and you'll see exactly what keeps me up some nights. I'm tossing and turning. I really am, because I'm looking at the world and I'm like, man, so many things are going wrong. We were talking about that thing that shut us down in 2020.
Mhm.
Everybody, it made a lot of it changed the way we do things. It changed life for so many of us. And as we were shut down, even though we were all in these places, couldn't see too many people, couldn't go anywhere, life itself kept moving. People kept getting older.
Mhm.
That thing that came into these states and shut the world down, and didn't just shut us down, it shut the world down.
Right.
It has limited so many people in the way they do, in the way they live right now. I know so many people that's on oxygen now. You can't work mentally. It, man, look at the mental health challenges, I say,
Mhm.
for people who have contracted that thing that happened in 2020. Look it
Mhm.
up, everybody. You'll see that it is real. And we
Yeah,
still don't know what it was. We still don't know what it is, right?
yeah, and it's like, also too is if you notice if y'all go to the doctors, what I'm saying, I want y'all to pay attention to this. See how they try to ignore what we've been through these past 3.5 years. They
Mm,
try to ignore those things. They don't bring it up. It might be some, it might be on your paperwork, and then some paperwork. If you look at your paperwork and get an update, you see that they change things. It's not in your records anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
mhm.
be careful with that. Make sure if you have a lawyer, make sure they have all those things because they trying to ignore those things right now. They trying to make it seem like this did not happen. Like what?
Mhm.
Like make it make sense. Hi, mom.
Good morning, mommy. Good
It's like gotta make sense. They trying to ignore it. They trying to like I say what they say, sweep it under the rug type of thing.
morning.
But it's still there though. When you sweep
And
under
you
the rug,
don't
it's
know the
still there.
long-term effect. You don't know the long-term effects. You
Yeah.
do not know. I know physically, when I had gotten that thing, that I went to the doctor because I had just went to pain management, and they had did this procedure in my shoulder where they like burnt the nerves, and I was fine. I was good. That happened in like October. So from October until January when I got it, I was fine. When I tell you I was in that type of pain, I couldn't sleep for 3 days. I didn't sleep. And what the doctor told me is that is an inflammatory disease. So if any of you have contracted it or had gotten it, you'll probably realize that your body was inflamed, your lungs are inflamed, your tissues are inflamed. That's what was going on. So some people, you don't know what that did to you. You really don't know what the effects are until now. Now you're experiencing, okay, well that wasn't there before. But why am I experiencing this now? That wasn't there before. This didn't happen until that happened. And then when you try to explain it to the doctors, like Franklin was said, they don't really want to talk about it, or they don't really want to admit. But I wonder also if it's that they don't know themselves. I wonder if
that's possible too. But you're getting enough information now that you should know something. You might not know all, but something. They don't have no other way to go of information. Like I don't, it gotta make sense. It just don't make sense. Like if they're talking about certain things even on the news prior to this movement that we've been going through, but all of a sudden the main people in the front line don't know nothing, but the news do. How did that work?
Hey, Greg.
Yeah, how did that work? It don't make it still don't make sense to me. I mean, me just coming from the doctors, and then you look at your basic paperwork, not even the main page, just the basic paperwork. They recording as far as your health, but they're not recording what caused that health. That's not even on the basic paperwork. Like what?
Big shout out to Greg Gray from Dope Living TV. Make sure y'all check out his podcast. This is a must see podcast for me, everybody. I love their conversations. They had a really dope conversation about caretakers last night, which is like so in line with my life right now. And so many people, this is another thing that I realized happened through COVID. Not only were we physically changed because of that thing, and I just said the word, Lord, I just said it. Not only were we physically changed, but our parents begin to change, or our loved ones. I'll say that because everybody doesn't. Some people are taking care of aunts, uncles, their spouses.
That's right.
Our bodies, you know what I mean? Our loved ones begin to change. Hey, Bam Fam, Grand Rising to you. Grand Rising to you. So thank you everybody for tuning in. But we don't talk about that as well. So Greg and his team, they were talking about caretaking last night, and I realized that my mom is like a baby boomer. She was in that generation. She was born in the 50s, and some of you may have parents that were born in the 50s or even the 40s, and you may find that you are now in that space. And my mom is a very proud woman, man. When I tell you, I'll be like, ooh wee. Sometimes I go up there and I'm like, I know she gonna be done try to do it herself, because that's just how proud she is. So having some capabilities taken away from our parents, that right there is like, ooh, wait a minute, like this is a different role that we're playing now. And that all happened through COVID, because I'm telling you, when 2020 came, everything seemed fine. I remember 2019 ended and 2020 was coming. I was like, yes, like I'm about to do that. But then we were shut down, and some of us got sick, and life began to change drastically for us. My kids, let me just back it up for a minute. So because I've been really, really thinking heavily on this, I'm actually writing about this in her 51st dates, because this is my life right now. So 2020 happened, right, bro? Everybody was going about. Now, when 2020 happened, were you immediately out of work, or did you continue to work throughout that time? Like, because
I was always working. I was working in the whole folks' home in the kitchen.
So you had to keep working.
Yeah, I was working. I was front line.
You was front line.
Yeah, I was front line before I left. Before I quit, because things got in that time. Let me break. Let me say this real quick.
Yeah, because I got something to say about the frontline workers.
I was the frontline worker, and what I'm saying, me having the right knowledge. When I say right knowledge, me being a Nawapian brother, we always get the heads up, because we're connected to what's going on as far as how this world runs. And
Oh,
me
excuse
being
me.
a Nawapian brother, things didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? They were saying this, they were saying that, and then we didn't experience these things. You know what I mean? I can say a lot of things on here, not my opinion, but facts. But I'm gonna keep that part to myself. But anyway, on my work side of things, things changed drastically. Like we had to deliver the food to the patients, then them going to the cafeteria. Like the Briscoe station had to be pretty much people had to get chosen to go out to the Briscoe to get food. You know what I'm saying? I had to the inventory was a little easier for my job. The inventory was easier because it wasn't constantly moving because people couldn't move the way they move because of the lockdown. Is that but the stress and the mental health of it made it tough for me and anybody that was working with me. We didn't understand. People
Mhm.
didn't understand what was going on as far as their mental at that time. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So that made our job even though it was a little easier, but it was still kind of hard because of our mental. And that was important, but they didn't look at it as important. So we had to stay in that front line. Me, as my mental health was getting worse, I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
I
So I quit.
commend those who worked through it because I know people who quit during
I
that
quit.
time. I had what my son and my girlfriend Tamara, they stayed through that time, and I can remember it seeing my son, and I swear they featured him on CNN because the very picture that he had sent me of him, it showed there was a picture of a gentleman on CNN, and I'm like, that is my baby. And seeing the way that they were covered, Tamara was in the city at the time, and she had to just to ride transportation to get to work. You
Hmm.
had to be covered from head to toe.
Right.
Mentally, that is mentally challenging because you have to go out, you have to be able to take care of your family. You can't just stay in. Some
Hmm.
people opted for the unemployment, some people opted for that, but many people realize that this is not going to be a forever, so we have to get through this. But mentally, that's challenging.
It was. It was. It was. It was
Challenging.
tough. It was
And
tough.
one of the things about mental health that people don't realize is that you can be having a mental health issue, and because people can't see it,
Hmm.
because people can't feel it themselves, they don't realize that you're having some mental health challenges right now. But you feel it, you know it inside that you are not the way that you used to be. But how can you explain that to a doctor? How can you
Right.
explain that to your employer? Because I still have to show up for work, I still have to show up for life, right? How
Right.
can
Right.
you
Right.
explain these things?
Right. Right. Of course.
So when
It
when
was.
when
It was definitely tough for me. It was definitely tough for me, and I left. But during the process of me leaving, it was. I could tell that everybody else was going through that same type of depression and anxiety. That everything like
hey my beautiful
um
girls,
I could tell that they was dealing with it, and I could tell that a lot of people was in the process of breaking down. When I see one of my best workers that I work with leave, that was my sign too. Like it's time to go. Like I know they need me, and it's not. But sometimes my health is just as important as theirs, and I had to go because I know me. I had to, I had to get up out of there. Things was getting rough. Um, we was going through a lot of other things, personal things, job wise, and all that, and it just didn't make sense of what was going on at that time. Like I said, me being the wife and brother, understanding that understanding and understanding some things, and understanding some things, it just gotta make sense. And then down the line, it makes sense.
mhm.
But and then again, I still got more information that I got that made it make sense on a different scale. So I'm like,
And
okay,
it's a personal choice. I think everybody should take their mental health seriously, their physical health seriously, their health seriously. You have to know what's good for you. Good morning, my beautiful cousin. You have got to know what's good for you. I do want to ask those of you who are in the chat right now and those of you who are watching the replay, I would really love to know because I'm working on like an extension of this. What has changed for you since 2020? So much has changed since 2020. My the last of my kids graduated, which kind of put me in a nesting place, an empty nester place, which is
hmm
kind of weird because it's like I grew up, which is
right, right,
weird, right? It's like I grew up now. I no longer have little babies. So it's like I grew up now, which is kind of weird to me because I was already grown, right? But since that happened and seeing my last kids graduate, it's like, oh wow, like I'm for real an adult. I was an adult on paper, but I'm for real an adult now. And now having, seeing my mom being the best queen that she can be and just being so strong and, even with limitations, she's still strong. It's like, man, like I'm for real grown. So it's a weird place for me. And it's like 2020, so much happened, but life kept going on. We were placed at a standstill, but life kept going on, So that's one of the things that I have to write about when I'm journaling and stuff, just to try and make it make sense. Because it's some of us, it don't make sense. Like, why am I?
Right. It's like being in that place and hearing about this person had got it and this person had got it. It was slowly. It was like the first shutdown, first 3 weeks of the first 4 weeks of the shutdown, and nobody was clear. Everybody was good. Then all of a sudden, one person ain't got it. Yeah, one person ain't got it. And then we ain't hear nobody else get it for another 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? Then it was like it just, it still didn't make sense to me at that time. But then it really makes sense in a different perspective later on. Me knowing, doing the research of what we know about the government, you know what I'm saying? It didn't start making sense in a different perspective. I'm like, okay. But then when I had caught it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. It's like they go to the hospital and seeing how they treating people and seeing how the mental health was really on a whole higher scale. Mental health was on an all-time high. Like it wasn't no peaches and cream. Like nurses was walking out, doctors was walking out in the middle of their shift, leaving. You know what I'm saying? Quitting the front line. Like, but now they ignore that type of stuff now. They ignore that now. Like that never happened. I had a doctor's appointment today. They ignore all that stuff. Like, oh, for real? They when I talk about it, they like, for real? What you mean for real? Where you been? You just started working yesterday? Like, nah, y'all not gonna sit here and make it feel like I'm crazy. And they ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? I might got a couple of screws up there and loose. Not all of them.
It's definitely a lot going on right now. Grand rising to you, hunty. Definitely a lot going on right now. I just feel like it's like 2020 was an awakening. It really was eye-opening for all of us because things are really not as they seem for so long. And me being close to 50, I'm realizing this. And man, y'all, I like to share it just so y'all can be just as woke and not to depress anybody, just to have some awareness. I also want to talk about the 33. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? We are going to have a special guest on the show tomorrow. Ms. the Queen, Betty Jean Grant, is going to be here tomorrow to talk about the 33. And there's some controversy behind it. Some of us don't remember it not being there. I'm one, like it's always been there. I can remember riding on it to go to my aunt's house because she lived right there on Kensington. And I just can remember feeling like I was underneath the ground.
I don't remember it, but I remember the pictures and I remember the construction of it. Being a little boy, I remember the construction of when you had to go all the way around. And I remember, because my grandmother lived on Jefferson, so
so she was right there
off of Jefferson. So I remember, because I was born right there on Humboldt Deaconess Hospital. You know what I'm saying? And that was, that was in the time in 1974. That was the time where they was working. They was getting ready to do construction for the 33. Yeah. So I remember seeing the pictures though when they brought me home from the hospital and all that, and Humboldt, how it looked. Yeah.
They said that from what I gather, they actually took entire neighborhoods and got rid of them in order to build the 33, and it kind of separated Buffalo. It put a separation in some things, and there's a lot of controversy because they're trying to redo or fix the effect that the 33 had in Buffalo, especially the east side. And again, there's people who may not even know what's going on. There's some people who may not agree with what's going on, or some people who like, well, what's all the fuss about? Well, we're going to talk about that tomorrow on the Vet Green Show. Big shout out to OCAB. Big shout out to the ES. I just want to make sure I get the abbreviations right. Y'all, I never want to mess up anybody's abbreviations because it's the ESP, the Eastside Parkways Coalition, everybody. Grand rising to you. Big shout out to them. I appreciate them being a part of the conversation and being willing to come on the show just to provide some guidance and also awareness of what is going on with the 33. Some of you may not remember. I know I don't remember it not being there, but I have worked with people who remember living in those houses, and Joker, you remember it going up. So
I remember seeing the pictures and stuff like that, and but because at the same time they was doing that, they was doing the train station too. They was doing the train station
on Main Street.
Yeah, the old train. They was building the train station at the same time.
See, now I remember that.
Yeah,
because I can remember being able to
started almost the same time. Yep.
Okay, yeah, I can remember being able to go down Main Street without all the train tracks and all of that. I remember that we would get off the bus down by Burger King.
Yeah,
remember Burger King and McDonald's was right
there. Woolworth, M&A.
Yep. Depending on where mom was going shopping at.
Yeah, M&A is right there. Back in the day, you had some good old fried chicken over there while you playing.
What at Woolworths? I still remember that taste.
Yeah, that fried chicken was off the chain.
What?
Yes, there was that man. I thought Grandma made that joint.
It was some grandmas back there. Shoot, because it was.
I remember that. Yep, when I was a little boy.
They did not play no games. They did not play no games. He said possibly mental health is at a 5, had a hard night last night. Oh, we did not even thank you for that. We did not even ask you all where your mental health is from 1 to 10.
1 to 10. When I first came up in here, I was like a 7. Because going through that doctor's appointment experience had my mental kind of off whack a little bit. Now it's going up. My mom was at 8 and 8.5 right now.
Well, I'm at a 10. I'm gonna stay at a 10.
Yeah,
because I had some time to think about some things today, and I'm claiming that 10 for the rest of today.
Yes,
and I'm gonna give you some of mine, bro.
Yes. I'm gonna get some of that 10. Give me a shot glass of that 10 before we can get off this podcast, so I can get in my day because I got to do some more things, more work to do. You know what I'm saying? More things I got to do today. But yeah, it's very important what we talking about. Yeah, the 33 situation and all that. Yeah, I remember a lot of that. Yeah, I remember that Main Street and during Christmas time, it used to be real beautiful on Christmas time on Main Street. Real pretty in the Christmas time.
AMNAs and all of that.
Yeah,
alcohol. Yeah. Listen, alcohol brings the truth out.
Yes, it does.
Alcohol brings the truth out. So
if you want to get the truth from somebody, you know what I'm saying, from somebody, yeah, you can take them out for a drink.
For sure.
Yeah.
They woke up at a friend's house instead of mine. Well, it's a good thing that you woke up at a friend's house and not in a cemetery.
That's a fact. Or jail. or jail cell.
Not woke up. Right.
That part too. Yeah, all that. Yes. There's a lot of things to be thankful for while you're playing with it.
So, my mom was telling me the story that she had saw about this young lady right here in Buffalo. So these car thefts are on the rise. If you have a Kia or a Honda, oh my goodness, let's say a prayer for those owners, because I know y'all insurance is going up. If you can get insurance,
right?
You can get insurance, and these car thefts are on the rise. There was another incident here in Buffalo, and I'm sure all around the country there's plenty of incidents, but this is being reported by Channel 4. Thank you to WIVB. They're saying that 5 people were arrested pertaining to stolen vehicles last week with the help of the Sheriff's Department and Air One. I'm seeing more and more stories on Air One. Y'all be careful. Buffalo is up on it. They are not playing no games, okay?
Right.
All right. Come on, Byron Brown. I know that's right. He said he is not playing no games. As a result, this 14-year-old Buffalo girl has been charged with unauthorized use of the vehicle, which is a misdemeanor. I want to know listen, I will never bash no child. She is 14 years old. Obviously, some things must be going on in her life that is causing her to be out in the streets like this, because there's no child that has a stable environment, everybody, that would be doing these things. And I'm just going to keep saying that there's no child that has a stable environment that's going to continue to do these things. Not at 14. I can see if you're 18 and you're grown and gone now. You take what I done showed you or not. You go out there and do dumb stuff, that's on you. But I taught you well. But unfortunately, this 14-year-old girl, she's going to be charged with a misdemeanor. They're saying that the next day, they noticed another stolen vehicle at Leroy Avenue. They were seeing that the car was driving reckless, and they once again requested Air One in to help to track the vehicle. The 5 Buffalo residents, including the teen, were arrested on Thursday. They got out and tried to flee, but they were charged with felony criminal possession of stolen property. Now, I looked up some statistics on this. One was a 14-year-old female, the same girl that was charged prior to, a 16-year-old male, 17-year-old male, an 18-year-old, and a 19-year-old. I believe that they're male as well. I'm not going to say their names. Their names are listed because they are of age, but I'm not going to do that. But I looked up some statistics on this, and they're saying that car thefts are on a rise. It is 105% higher, 105% higher than in 2019, everybody. And a lot of it's because of the Kia and Honda vehicles.
Honda. Wow.
105% higher than in 2019.
Wow. Yeah. They're easy to theft or something. Because them cars are very.
These kids are going on it. Listen, TikTok. Another reason why they are trying to ban TikTok. You can go on TikTok and find. I went on a TikTok yesterday to look up an oatmeal recipe. I ain't gonna lie, I did, because I see my kids be talking about they found this recipe on TikTok, so I'm going on TikTok too. I went on there to find me an oatmeal cookie recipe, because that's my favorite cookie.
Yeah.
These kids have been going on TikTok, and they are literally using one of the things that they're using. I was looking for a USB that's not plugged up. They're using a USB cord.
Right. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I know.
That's a new university. The TikTok University is a new university besides YouTube.
It is. Oh, and they're in competition. I was telling Mom yesterday, I'm like, yeah, that TikTok is in competition right now. I just got a notification that I can post a video up to 60 minutes. What does that tell you? Who are they competing with now?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah.
You know it. And you know it.
Yeah. You can go live and everything on that joint.
Yeah. And you know it, everybody. Pay attention. They are in competition.
Yeah.
They are in competition. So we're going to go to a quick break. Miles Out Mild new album dropped, and I have definitely been listening to it, everybody. For those of you who know, he's definitely one of my favorite artists in the 716. His music just, I don't know, it's just something about his music. You know, do you have someone that you listen to that just hits different for you?
I got a lot of those.
Yeah. Who's your go-to person that you listen to when you just want to just chill out and have some thoughts?
Lately, I'm pretty excited about the new Conway album. I got a lot of them. The new Nas album. Nas always give me always give you some info. Common, artists like that. Then when it comes to my singing, of course, the Mary J's, the Jasmine. I can't wait for that Jasmine Sullivan. Jasmine Sullivan album supposed to be dropping, I believe, this Friday. I can't wait to go down that rabbit hole with her music. The duet she did with her, and you know what I'm saying. I got some people that really be saying some things that that's really talking, not talking that talk of life. They lifing, you know what I mean, in music.
That's what it be for me. That's what it be for me.
Music, giving you a demographic of where you going, and what you're going through in music. Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
That's definitely what it is for me. So I've definitely been listening to that. I'm going to try and get one of the songs up before we cut out The one song that I've been listening to hard is called Soul on Fire, and he has some lyrics in there just talking about life in general. So I do, if you guys like that type of music, Fuel for the People 3 is out right now. It's Fuel for the Soul for me. Everybody has their genre of music. I don't even know what genre of music you would place that in. I don't, some people just can't be placed in a genre, I feel like. Some because you just
Yeah, I mean, for you to market it and give it to the audience, you're gonna have some form of a genre placement of the people that like that type of music or
mm,
that type music format to where you can market it and that's the thing that artists like him, you know what I'm saying, they just they use it for outlet for that's cool. But it's definitely an audience for that music. You can help a lot of people. You could be a counsel and mental health for a lot of people. And that's the thing that I talked to his management about. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? Because I really want to get him out there, man. 'Cause I think he could save a lot of people.
Right,
You know
you
what I
feel it,
mean?
right?
He can save a lot of people if he market it right, not just for the paper, but for the council, and then the money gonna come. But I really want people to
Mhm.
build his listeners up because they can listen to it.
Yeah.
Build
He
listeners up
reminds me
and
of
everything.
Inyaraka. And
Yeah,
Yarika
yeah,
is
yeah,
another one that I like to listen to just for spirit. And it's a spiritual guidance. I don't know. Like
yeah,
some
yeah,
people
yeah.
just, I believe we all have been sent here with something on us, and we are supposed to connect some people with the Most High with our creativity.
That's it.
Like
Yeah,
I see how people light up when they listen to certain songs and it
yeah.
resonates with them.
And he'll feel more better. You know what I'm saying? Or what he want to do, more confident what he do when he see more people listen to his body of work. You know what I mean? I think he'll
Mm,
be motivated more too. Yeah, yeah. I
mm.
think he'll be motivated more too.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's
that
it's
part.
it's tough being an artist, isn't it? When everybody you have your demographic who's going to like what you do, and then you are going to have some who may not understand it.
That's right. That's right. That's what make me more motivated. That me knowing my audience now. It took me a minute. It really
Hmm.
took me about a good 2 years, 2.5 years to find my audience. Once I find it, that to make me more excited to do music. You know what I'm saying? To deliver. And then now I can take my time and do it now since I know my audience. I don't have to really keep putting out music. When I do put it out, I know what they're gonna expect because they're hungry for it, and that's dope. I like that. I like that.
Hmm.
And I think that's what Kendrick Lamar is too. Kendrick is in that state,
Mm.
and that state in his career right now too. Like he don't have to come out with an album every year. Like he can really take his time with it now because he knows his audience, and he can really focus and really get the creativity where he wanted. Then he'll give you the whole gift when he get done with it, and he love to give people those gifts, and that's dope. When you in that state in your career, that's dope.
Hmm. Kendrick is definitely different. He does not. He's not with the limelight and the craziness of it all. He just wants to do what he has been placed here to do. I feel
Yeah,
like.
like
I
Jazz,
feel that.
Jasmine Sullivan too. She's one of those too.
Who
She
did you
come out
say?
with Jasmine Sullivan. She come out with album like once every 3 years.
Hmm.
3 or 4 years. Like her new album dropping this Friday, so I can't
Oh,
wait
well,
to
you
hear it.
really like her.
Yeah, I'm a heavy fan of Jasmine Sullivan, man. She just definitely and I know she's doing some couple of soundtrack for a couple of movies and stuff too, and all of that. And I believe she did a remake of Amy Winehouse for the soundtrack for that movie coming out, that biopic coming out May 17th. Go see that, and I'm definitely going to see that movie. It's one of my favorite artists too, Amy Winehouse. Rest in peace.
Hmm.
So I'm definitely going to see her biopic coming in movie theaters on May 17th. I might see that right in Buffalo. I
Mm.
might go to the theater in Buffalo and watch that. See that,
You know,
yeah.
you said something the other day that really made me listen to it. And you said a lot of the music that's in the top 100 is trash.
Yeah.
And while I was in Georgia, I got a chance to listen to the radio a lot.
Yeah.
And I noticed, depending on the city you're in, they're going to play that artist. If that artist is from that demographic, they're going to play a lot of that. Like when I was in Chicago, I heard a lot of Twister. It was nothing to turn on the radio and listen to Twister. But I also noticed that a lot of this music sounds alike. Like I'm literally asking, well, who is that artist? It sounds the same as the other artist. So, who is this? And then it's like, oh, is that their sound? Is that the
That's
sound that
that
they
trend.
have?
The top 100. That trend sound. It ain't really. I don't call it. I don't mean to call it whack music. It's just that same sound make it seem like you want to say whack music because
Hmm.
there's nothing that's going to bring you back to that radio format. Like, okay, I need to hear that again. Like, no, like it'll give you that fulfillment that we had in the '90s on listening to the radio. But it that's the only thing that comes in your mind is trash, and you don't mean that. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean that, but
Hmm.
I can't help being honest.
Yeah,
I can't help
I,
being
would-
honest.
I would like to hear some different sounds. I think that was one of the greatest things that we had in the 90s. You had a lot of different genres popping. Rap, not so much, but you still had some people that had some pop and rap albums, in
Right,
the 90s. You
right.
saw the rise of hip hop, I feel, in the 90s. R&B was still hitting hard because you still had your what was it? Diddy days, the Diddy
Yeah,
days.
yeah, yeah. Diddy was the one. He mastermind that. Him and Jermaine Dupri mastermind that kept R&B alive real heavy between Jermaine Dupri, Diddy, Babyface. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
People like that. They're the ones who was really keeping that genre very moving forward, pushing that culture forward real heavy. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
then some of those producers and stuff had shifted over to pop, into the Britney Spears wave and the Chris Aguilera and the 98 Degrees and NSYNC. Then they started, you know what I mean? Like Candy from Escape was a writer for NSYNC and for 98 Degrees. So she was, you know what I'm saying? They started catering to that end and then going back and forth with it. So that made the creativity funnel bigger to me
Mhm.
going into the 2000s, and then the 2000s just took it to another level, and that ram of music is amazing too. That's one of my favorites too. The beginning of the 2000s. Then once you got to the 2015, 16 on up, the transition just went left to
Mm.
me, to where that sound was good for that younger age. That was cool. To feed the young crowd. Okay, do what it do. But what did it mean? That was my question. It was no.
Let
Wasn't
me
no
ask
question.
you this.
Wasn't no answer for that. Like, what did that mean? Like, what is? We said we had answers for our music in the '90s.
Do
They
you
didn't have no
feel
answer.
that the labels are purposely pushing this music that is to it has some people ready to just go out there and just do this pow them up, pow them up.
Yeah,
Do you think
yeah,
they're
yeah,
purposely doing that?
definitely, because it started from the people first, and then they follow the people, and then
Hmm.
when they follow the young age, they, you know what I'm saying. Most of the labels uh was coming into the new labels that was coming in the 2000s was pretty much looking at the people. The legends of the game of the labels, the one that wanted to keep it there. So when the new labels start coming in and start getting these distribution deals with these big labels, the big OGs, then they had to follow that way to keep bringing that money in. So it was a business first for them. But then
Mm.
they didn't realize what it was doing to the people. And at the end of the day,
Mm.
when that dollar bills come in, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Business is business. But when it comes to these new labels and the people, you got to do with the people. You got to cater to the people. That's part of the promotion. You know what I'm saying? That was full promotion. So therefore, the radio had to change because that was the first. That's the first rim of promotion is radio. So the radio had to follow suit to keep that bag coming, keep getting those 200Ks. You know what I'm saying? Money coming in per
Mhm.
song. It's a business thing, but at the same time, they had to follow the people. And now look where we at. Now everybody retransition. Everybody want to go DIY now because it's getting too flooded and it don't make sense no more. Now they try to control
It
everything for
doesn't.
the
It's
money.
it's way
Yeah.
too much. Like I don't want to hear about a young man. First off, if y'all listen to some of this music that these young kids are out here putting out, they are crying out for help. Juice World, have you listened to his music? Do y'all not hear that? Did you not hear that babies cry for help? You heard it all in the music and listen to
Yeah.
the music. That's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why, like for me, I need to fill my soul with something different because
Hmm.
the person that I am trying not to be can be fueled by something as beautiful as music. Like depending on which way I want to go, I can be
Yeah,
that devil. You know what I
a lot of
mean?
lot of people was crying out. A lot of people was telling their stories and letting me know what was going on in music. And then the machine, was pretty much saying, "We can't have that. You messing up our paper."
Mm.
They didn't care about his mental health. They didn't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Then when he passed away, they still didn't care. They made more money off the insurance.
Mm, mm, mm. Well,
You
I'm
know,
gonna
that's the
fuel y'all soul with
yeah.
some music that's been fueling my soul these last few days as we are closing out. Everybody, this song, I enjoy listening to Molotov Mile. I enjoy listening to different music that really does something. You know what I mean? Like I love that song that you and Bars Banga did, Roses, because I hear
Yes.
the story. I hear both of your stories in that song. I love that song. Um, Same thing with King Shah. That album, Love Still
Mhm.
Lives, it did something because when you are going through the process of trying to figure out, why you fail in love, and what the things that you struggle with, it's just one of them albums. That's why it's going to be so successful, and I wish it was more successful because a lot of this stuff that I'm listening to is what Joker said.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. It is what it is, and that's why Wendy Day, one of my mentors that I've always do share videos with their podcast. She was just on another podcast getting interviewed, and she was saying that she listened to more internet radio than she do mainstream radio.
Hmm.
She came from the industry.
Mm.
What did I tell you?
It definitely, because I remember me and my sister having a conversation because the same songs, we were in the car for hours because she's putting her home together. So we're in the car for hours. So we're listening to the radio while we're down there to get familiar with the radio. The same songs kept playing over and over again. And it's like, man, now I need the evening rush, because there's going to be different sounds, different genres, different people. You're not going to hear the same artist. You're going to
Hmm.
hear a little bit of everything. You're not going to hear the same song over and over again. And it's so strategic because if you hear a song enough times, you're going to be forced kind of to love it because now you've heard it so many times. You're programmed to love it. And that's what's going on,
Program.
y'all.
It's a person. It's a mental program. That's what they do. They
Ooh.
program the people. They more control you. You know what I mean? So when you were talking this in the internet radio, you rather be more controlled with independent artists that's coming up in the game, DIYing and loving that because they're talking. I'm not saying that artists out there ain't talking from their soul, but it's more authentic to you.
Mm,
You know what I mean? It's more organic to you. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? It's different because you know what I'm saying. The vibration is different. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I listen to nothing but this internet radio, Lily Radio, even Rush, of course. That stay on.
Mhm.
Me being a programmer for the company, and I'm listening to the boom bap stations, the straight from the underground from Rochester, DJ Chris G. Salute to him. I listen to when I want to listen to some heavy hip hop. I go ahead and go that route and listen to him, and you know what I mean. Jenny from the Beach. If I want to listen to some new stuff from all over the world, from the West Coast to Florida. I'm gonna listen to Jenny on the Beach. You know what I mean? It's so many other outlets of music that you could choose from than just your radio, and you can still have it in your car like you a radio station, which it is. It's just in the
Mhm.
digital format. That's all.
Mm. Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to start listening. Get out of the program, everybody. The Matrix is real.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes,
Get
it
out of
is.
the program and get hip to some of this music out here because there's some really, 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 really great independent artists out here that's so
Yes,
much
it is.
better than what you are
Off the
listening to on
chain.
the radio.
Off the chain,
It
man.
was it was a eye opener for me that week. It really was because I was like, dang, did we just got out the car and we back in the car and that same song is back on again. I remember the very first time I heard Meek Mill and Nicki Minaj. I didn't like the song the first time.
Right,
After
of
about
course.
the 12th time that I
Oh
heard it,
yeah.
I was like,
Mhm.
oh, now I like this song.
That's called programming. They program and more control you.
I did
You know
not
what I'm
like it
saying?
the first
That's
time.
called the machine. The machine. They call it the machine for a reason. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? They make you part of the machine. They make you a bolt to tighten up something that's going on in the machine. So when you like that, now they got one. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get a million of the same people like yourself. You know what I'm saying? But now people that's in this industry, that's in this music thing, is catching on as far as these streaming platforms to what's going on with the Spotify movement, this monopoly they got going on, and these thresholds. You know what I mean? Taking your money. Now you tapping into these artists now. Okay, we creative. We're giving y'all this music, but at the end of the day, we do want our money too, though. Like, don't get it twisted. Now we love what we doing. It's mental health for us. We know it's good for them. Now you mess with our little pennies now. You know what I'm saying? Giving us a third of it now. Well, how that work? Like no. Now I'd rather go ahead and get my people that love me, and then they're gonna pay me, and then guess what? I'm gonna make sure they're all right. You know what I mean? For the people that know who I am. So now everybody going DIY now. So like for real.
It seems to be the thing. It
seems for real
to be the thing.
For real said he made triple. He made triple of his money on his album being DIY when he first came out with the Neptune, with his first track he produced. And he said it took him 2 years to get his first check.
Do you see more conferences happening?
Huh? Say it again.
Do you see more conferences happening with the DIY, teaching the DIY as people are becoming more woke to what has been going on?
Absolutely. And I'm part of that movement. Like, you know what I mean? Even Medital Mall, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get them to everybody go DIY. That's where it's at. Find your audience, feed them, give them what they love, and get paid for it on instinct. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Look at Bard Banger. Like he broke even of his investment in an hour after his release date.
Well, let me put y'all soul on fire, like mine has been on fire all morning listening to this. So many verses in here that just set me on fire, y'all, because it's my life. It's my life. So we'll be right back.
Yeah, man. You know, somewhere along the way, you might get lost in it, but you gotta remember what it was all about. Huh? Remember why the fuck you started this shit in the first place. We ain't had no other options, but we here now. Huh? February 23rd, 2023. I've been sipping tequila like it's nothing else to drink. Live and learn, pages turn faster than you can blink. Writing so much in these chapters that I'm running out of ink. But to tell the truth, I've been focused on it like day and night. Not too certain that a nigga even got it right. But I gotta trust what I'm feeling inside. Intuition like a guiding light, I let it shine. Told them that my soul on fire. Finally find the courage to follow what I desire. I was too focused on control the whole time. I was trying to play a part that I wasn't really alive. That shit ain't never gonna work, I promise that. All of them doubters and naysayers don't acknowledge that. School of hard knocks, I'm in this bitch like it's a college class. Shit went added up until I broke it down and did the math. Deep down inside, a nigga know he probably do too much. Matter what I do, I'm still gonna feel like I don't do enough. This road get rough, this life will chew you out and spit you up. Started from the trenches, man, that hustle get habitual. It's a ritual, you already rich, you know. When you original, your path a little more difficult. Ain't no quitting, no, you know what he sent you for. Out here writing scriptures, turning prophet, this shit biblical. To tell the truth, I've been focused on it like day and night. Not too certain that a nigga even got it right. But I gotta trust what I'm feeling inside. Intuition like a guiding light, I let it shine. Told them that my soul on fire. Finally find the courage to follow what I desire. I was too focused on control the whole time. I was trying to play a part that I wasn't really alive. Ain't no fake it till you make it, need it all real. Keep that shit authentic, or keep it till we're just y'all here. Ain't entertaining no combos that ain't about no bread. I finally got my life on track, now it's full speed ahead. I can feel it in the air, yeah, it's all clear. Whatever they don't understand, gonna cause fear. When they in presence of a man, got them all scared. It's far too late for helping hands, say the false tears. It's that shit that gon' take us all there. Yeah, oh yeah. This shit all red. Now them all here.
Man, Lord. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
It's just I know some of them verses hit you because you get to talking and people think you crazy, and sometimes you can't tell your dream to somebody that don't understand it. They can't understand it. I remember one of the things that I learned. I always take something away from situations, whether they turned out to be a really great situation or a not so great situation. The way I learn is to take something from it. And I remember music really is, I feel like fuel for our soul, and you have to know yourself. Once you begin to know yourself, you know what fuels your soul. And some of us just need to hear it to make some understanding and to be like, oh, like that person feels that same way. That person feels that same way. So you know you're not alone. And you know, I just say find your tribe, find something that really fuels your soul. Don't get caught up in the programming of the radio stations that have been paid to play this music over and over and over again, because that might not be what you need to be listening to and you having a dark day. That may not be what you need to be listening to and you are mentally drained or struggling. That may not what you need to be listening to. Turn on something motivational. There's so much out there that you can listen to. Hey, Tamara. Hey, love. There's so much out there that you can listen to. Them allergies got you, bro. I see you.
Yeah. Yep. The season.
So I'm going to continue with my day. Thank you, everybody, for listening today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Even if you are watching the replay, I really, really appreciate you. We are starting out. This is going to continue to grow. Thank you for continuing to rock with Green Links Media. The morning show will be back tomorrow. Hey, Shiva today is asking everybody to come out and have karaoke with her. She is going to be at the 852 bar. Okay. Going out and karaoke with Shiva Lati. Okay. She dope for real. I'm proud of her. Thank you, Hunty. Thank you. I'm proud. Anybody that come from my Lackawanna town and doing something, I'm always proud of them. I'm gonna support. So Shiva Lati is a Lackawannian resident by heart. Okay, that is where she's from. But she's laying down her roots out in the B-Low, but she's having karaoke today at I believe it's the 862 bar in Buffalo. Okay. Going out in karaoke with Shiva Lati today. She is a great performer. I remember I hopefully they'll have the Stony Fest this year as well. Last year was the first annual Stony Fest. It was wonderful. It was nice seeing all those acts out there, including Shiva Lati. Akil was out there. Fabulous performer. He said, "No, thank you." But you don't like my hometown of Lackawanna? The 862 bar with Shiva Lati. She is inviting you to come out with her tonight and karaoke with her. I heard that it's a lot of fun. I think the Golden Nugget also has karaoke on Sundays. I have not been because it's like 10 o'clock at night. And
you gotta lay it down. Yep.
I can't believe that I used to go out at 11 p.m. Like where's she doing that at nowadays? No. 11 p.m. I want to be with my feet up in my bed. Are you kidding me? Oh no, I just can't. It really got to be a special occasion for me, y'all. It really do. I just can't. I was struggling in at 5 and 6 o'clock. Not no more. I'm getting up making coffee around that time now. Days, but
yeah, man.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I love y'all. Long life. I'll see you back tomorrow. We have the Queen, Betty Jean Grant, on here tomorrow. Let's talk about the 33 and what's going on with that. And more to come on Friday. We have the Queen, Talia, on here. Everybody knows who she is. She is coming to talk about what she has going on. Another boss queen. The boss queens are coming up. Okay, it's Mother's Day. Whether you are a child or not.
That's right.
Are representing this week. Okay.
I'll talk about. No doubt. We are out here, y'all. Peace.
June in Pittsburgh.
Get ready for the biggest Juneteenth celebration in the nation. June 14th through the 16th in downtown Pittsburgh. It's an all-star lineup with special musical guests, Freeway and Beanie Siegel. Also featuring Brownstone, Stokely, Price, The Blackbirds, El Bomber, and more. June 14th through the 16th in Pittsburgh. Get there.
Telling no, self-hatred, oh, telling no, yeah. Mental illness, telling no, diabetes and cancer, oh, telling no. Depression, telling no, self-hatred, oh, telling no, yeah. Mental illness, telling no, diabetes.